going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. The New World Order book is going to show you how the world really works. And it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. I told you at the beginning of the year, in the first quarter of 2022, we was going to have an event that was going to bring us down. And then also in the fourth quarter, we would have an event that would bring us down. That's exactly what happened. And now I'm going to tell you, in the first quarter, we're going to have an event that's going to bring us down in 2023. And then also in the fourth quarter of 2023, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, guys, the markets are still going to be pumping and dumping until they get ready to pull the full rug. But I'll let you know when that's about to happen. Now, also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to get re-educated. And also, much love to those who donate to the Cash Shop and Patreon. And in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events. Also, I give you the New World Order cryptos in the Patreon. Of course, you have to do your own research. But this next bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure that you have the cryptos that have utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, right now, Bitcoin and cryptos are flat after taking the beating. And guys, I told you we were going to have an event in the first quarter that was going to bring us down. And as we can see, is here. But guys, we know this is nothing but a distraction for something much bigger down the road. Remember, anytime we get a distraction, the NWO is working on something much bigger behind the curtain. Now, guys, we know on the weekend we're the only game in town, but we know liquidity has been locked up. We have Usdc on lock, and of course, that's affecting the other stable coins. And I'll get into that later. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. Guys, this is very important. Yes, there's a lot of moving pieces around. There's a lot of distractions. Stay focused on the indicators. We have yield rates we saw which were pushed down with all the events that were going on, guys. This is almost 30 basis points in 24 hours. So if yield rates stay this low, guys, we'll have a slingshot up. So while everybody's scared and blood in the streets, we know the experienced traders are going to buy. This is a trader's dream. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. And guys, I'm speaking to the traders, not the investors. Now, we had the dollar also pushed down. As we know, if it stays low, it's also going to help the market. And then, of course, we had volume, which spiked because we had all the events, people trying to move money around. And then we have Tether and USDC. And we have Jeremy comes out and says a $3.3 billion transfer was never put through. Now, guys, if you want to believe that, that's fine. But when we see all the interconnections, Peter Thiel, we know Goldman Sachs, BlackRock attached to USDC, they would have been the first ones informed to get the money out. And I'm going to speak about Peter Thiel later on in this video. But if you have my book, you understand. But guys, we know there's another orchestrated event for something much bigger. Don't get distracted just on this event. This is just a distraction. In April, everybody's going to forget about it and we'll be moving up. We know the Fed is no longer going to be a topic in April. But when it comes to SVB, we had the old Lehman Brothers CFO was working at the bank. Guys, it's all a big web. We know the NWO moves its pieces around, and I know for a fact when it comes to Circle, they definitely had insurance on $3.3 billion, guys. But I don't see USDC being hurt long term. Now, guys, do not forget about the Fed. Sitting at about $2.1 trillion on the repo, and we know all the central banks are raising rates and running off this balance sheet, moving in lockstep in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. And as the Fed shrinks liquidity, we're going to have more and more banks fall by the wayside. Right now, you are seeing a real-life game of monopoly. Not only are the big banks going to be swallowing up these small banks, but then, guys, you're going to have small businesses fall by the wayside, and we know who runs and employs America, the small businesses. And don't forget who runs the legacy market, America and the U.S. dollar. And we're starting to see both of them fall. And we had yesterday Janet Yellen speaking of the urgency when it comes to the debt ceiling. And guys, we know once this debt ceiling has been approved, even more liquidity is going to start shrinking. And like I stated, with this bank situation that's going on right now, it's just a distraction for what's going to happen in the third and fourth quarter. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we have Grayscale sitting about $17.4 billion. And then also we had the SEC denies VanEck spot Bitcoin trust. And guys, all the topics that we were supposed to focus on last week, jobs report, Biden's tax plan, the Fed, the SEC, all that was forgotten because we had media and social media drive all the attention to the Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate, which the focus should have been on the Fed because they're the cause of it. But we know the NWO are the master magicians. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Pantera Capital also used SVB as a custodian. Also, we have BlockFi has uninsured $227 million still in an SVB fund. And when we see the curtain come down, guys, we see how all these companies are interconnected. Now, we have Coinbase not worried about the SEC still having a staking platform, but they did send out an email, guys. Make sure if you're with Coinbase, you read that email. I put it in my Patreon. But you know what I always tell you about staking? It's all about timing. And lastly, guys, we have Senator Warren comes out, and we know this is the Hegelian dialectic, but she calls out audits for crypto projects that have failed. And when we look back at all these major projects, FTX, Luna, Celsius, it was all orchestrated by the Fed. The Fed was giving out all this free money. And now that they're raising rates and shrinking liquidity, all these projects and banks are falling by the wayside. But guys, you could easily see it back in 2021. And again, guys, if I could see it, we know these financial gurus definitely could see it. This was all a part of a plan to take down America to Babylon so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. They want the robots, algorithms, and drones to take over the economy. And we know blockchain and DeFi replaces the current banks that we have right now. So guys, we know this is part of a plan. And when you have a plan, you have to move in phases. And the most important piece, you have to make sure that the people are losing trust in what they're used to doing. So therefore, they can easily accept your solution. Remember, the NWO caused the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. The only way people are going to accept robots, algorithms, and drones is sitting at home getting free money as if they're bored to their knees. And we've seen this movie before throughout history. And guys, when we look at Peter Thiel, those who have my book, I go into detail about Peter Thiel and all the connections. But guys, remember, he's the one that made the phone call and stated, hey, pull your money out. But we still haven't gotten a reason on why. And the same thing goes back to FTX. The same thing goes back to Luna. The same thing goes back to Celsius. When you ask the questions why, they never get answered. When the Fed was printing all this money and said, oh no inflation is coming. When Janet Yellen comes out and states all this money is good for America, but no inflation was coming, guys, we know that was a lie. But no one asked why. But we know the answer. It's the rise of the machines, and where are the sheep going? In the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, VanEck. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.